Hello everybody, this is Shadow Kage coming back for another YouTube video. This YouTube video is me ranking top 15 moments in Solo Leveling. Some of the criteria I have chosen is how cool it is, hype moments, how they affect Jinwoo's development going forward in the anime, how long it stuck in my head, how hype it was. Just remember everyone, this is my video, this is my ranking. If you guys have any problems or you'd rank things a little bit differently, feel free to mention that in the comments. Or you can make your own video too. That'd be kind of cool. But if you like the video, please leave a comment, subscribe, like the video. These are all things that'll help grow the channel. With all that said and done, let's start the list off at list number 15. This is when Jinwoo bear hugs the snake in that first hidden dungeon that he does. It's kind of a really cool moment. It's one of the craziest things I'd seen in anime at the time. It's like he realizes, hey, I can't stab through this thing's armor. It's just very tough, very durable. But I've been putting all my strength points into strength, so I might as well just squeeze. So he gets a hole in this thing's neck and he just starts squeezing, and he bear hugs his head off. This is the first time we really get to see Jinwoo's strength and growth in a real meaningful, impactful way for Jinwoo. The way it worked, the way the story was showing, it was really cool. It stuck in my mind even when I was going through this list. It kind of stuck in there for a while, but I also had to kind of go through it and see how actually cool it was at the time, because it didn't stick in my head as much as I thought it might have. That's why it's down here at the bottom. Now moving on to number 14. This is when Sung Jinwoo threatens manager Aang in that coffee shop, and he uses stealth after he's unlocked stealth, and he realizes this guy's poking around in his business and seeing what he's doing. And he really wants him to stop. This really kind of stuck in my mind for a while after watching it, but just like the other one, I had to kind of re-look at it again while I was making this video. But it's just kind of really cool. It shows Jinwoo's willingness and how far to go to protect his family and his secret, because he doesn't really want to blow it out of proportions too fast. But it was kind of cool how, he uses stealth, and then he gives him the potion afterwards. He agrees, and then he also, the fact that he totally scams him on those gates that they makes him buy. It's kind of just a real cool character moment for Jinwoo. Now, having said that, let's move on to number 13, which is that B-rank assassin versus Sung Jinwoo. Specifically, the end of the fight when Jinwoo the hunter is looking at Jinwoo, then also goes black, and he just sees the eyes behind him in water. That's just kind of a real cool moment, showing how dark Jinwoo's presence is kind of growing to other hunters. And it was just kind of a real cool moment. It's animated awesome. The fight kind of really sticks in my head because you see Jinwoo fighting another assassin type for the first time. It's impressive how well he does. The fact that they're matched up in speed and durability. Jinwoo's just like a lot of other moments we're going to talk about. Jinwoo's strength is just growing as exponentially as it does. It just kind of makes a lot of these fights disrespectful, or even moments a lot disrespectful, where Jinwoo is involved in. Now moving on to number 12. This is when Sung Jinwoo smiles at Isil Randu, the demon princess, towards the end of the gate when he's starting to fight her. And then he says, I've always wondered if monsters feel fear. And he says, now I know. And it's just like, can we take a second of appreciation just how disrespectful that moment is, just to kind of all monsters in general. Never mind the demons that he's fighting in the castle. It's like, he's just like, I've always wondered if you guys are scared. Now I know, and I really don't care. It's kind of the nuttiest thing. Jinwoo is a menace, and it's in the best possible way. It's like the coolest freaking thing. It's like, we all know Jinwoo's an antagonist. No, he's a protagonist. He's not the hero. He's the protagonist of the story. There's a difference. Maybe I'll make a video about that. It's just like he embodies aura farming and disrespect, and I think this is one of the moments that shows that the most. Now, with that being said, let's move on to number 11. This is when Ygritte decapitates the ice bear. It's like it's a wicked way to show just how powerful Ygritte, even as a shadow, is. And it's like he doesn't have to cut things head off. He's already defeated it. It's dead. It's starting to twitch, and they just cleaves his head off in such a way where it lands right in front of Jinwoo's feet. And then he comes and he just kind of kneels down. It's like you get this sense that Ygritte is incredibly powerful, but he's totally subservient to Jinwoo. But what makes this moment even kind of more hype in my mind, at least, is the fact that while this is happening, Jinwoo is talking to himself about, I'm probably not stronger than Ygritte. If we would have fought and he would use the sword, I would have been dead. Just the fact that he's still thinking that, yeah, there's a moment he's like, maybe we're equal. And then he's like, no, we're not. He's still stronger. And it's like, It just shows that just because you're the strongest doesn't mean just because you're the strongest doesn't mean you're above having trusting someone or obeying someone. It's like it's a real cool moment for Egress. I think it's one of the show. It really shows Egress's strength and his loyalty to Jinwoo. It's a real good starting point for seeing the rest of the shadows and the rest of the series and how loyal they are with Jinwoo. Now we're gonna move on. 12, 11. Okay, now we're entering into the top 10. These were some of the hardest to place because some I moved around a few times. It's just like I had a hard time putting some of these in front of the others. But ultimately, I kind of had to just go down to what stuck in my head the most. Now, number 10. This is when Sung Jin-woo makes a statement to the High Orc Shaman, Carl Galligan. It's like, basically, he says, unfortunately, we're utterly incompatible. And it's just like, this is after we're seeing the Orc Shaman's powers when he's attacking the hunter of that raid. Like, the lead hunter of that raid and just slamming around. But Jinwoo just being Jinwoo and menacey as he just kind of smiles and says, I don't, you're not going to beat me. It's like, it's just the craziest thing. And then he calls out all the shadows and they just begin to be menaces in the whole thing. It's like, it's a very short moment, but that sets up the fight that comes after. And just how, Jinwoo just takes his elite guard and makes them his own. Disrespectful, filthy. It's just the way Jinwoo is and we all love him for it. Now, with that being said, let's move on to number 9. This is when Sung Jin-woo decapitates the Ice Elf in the beginning of season 1. It's like you get the Ice Elf leader there, Barca, is talking, and then all of a sudden say, hey, this guy wants to fight you, and just his head's gone. And Jin-woo's all like, so? It's like, it's cold. Like, it's colder than the ice snow their area that they're being. It's like menace material, I tell you. That's all I have to say about that one. And it's also stayed in my mind for a long time. Now, moving on to number 8. This is when Hwang Dong-so has his standoff with Baek Honhu. This is our first taste of the actual power of S-rank hunters. And as Dong-so and Baek are about to start their all-out assault, then you get the B rank hunter that works for the Hunters Associate, and he stops, but then he's saying, my arms would have been destroyed had you guys not held back at the last second. The amount of awareness it would take to dial your power down while in the middle of a fight is insane. It just really comes to show that S-rank hunters are on another level than something we've seen already. Even stuff from Jinwoo, it's like just not the same level. It's just crazy. It gave me chills. It stuck in my mind. And it's like utter respect for all the S-rank hunters at that point. Okay, now let's move on to number 7. Number 7 is when Sung Jin-woo is catching the arrow from the Ice Elves, and he saves his sister's E-rank hunter friend. It's like, it's the most mundane thing, I guess, that Jinwoo does in the whole series, but it's like, he does it in such a way that it's nuts. And the way he shatters it, just kind of grunts, snarls, and shatters it. It was like really cool. It's like, it's a moment. That's all I can always say. It's like, it just shows Jinwoo where he's at, how he's been there, why he's going to stay there, and he's going to keep growing because the system. We all know how that works. Okay, let's move on to number 6. This is when all the S-rank Korean hunters kill the Ant Queen. Just when you see all 8 of the Korean S-rank hunters team up, work together, how well they synergistically work together to defeat an enemy that they previously hadn't had the ability to either get to or defeat. It just puts on their level. You get to see the complete power of Baek. You get to see Hunter Cha's grace and why she's called the Dancer. And just the way she ends up cleaving off the Ant Queen's head. And it really kind of shows the importance of mages and healers, how they can heal, they can buff. It puts another layer and usefulness to their character, that archetype of hunter. It's like, it's really cool. It shows a more complete picture of hunter power in general, and it just looked really good. It was a moment. It stuck. This is stuck in my head the entire time since I watched season 2. It's just been there, and it'll stay there, I think. Now we're gonna move on to my number 5 pick. Number 5 is when it's Sung Jin-woo versus Egress. This is probably the hypest moment in all of season 1. I have to say, without a doubt, it is the hypest moment. You get Jinwoo realizing, I can't hurt this guy with my weapons, so I just have to fight. And the moment in particular I'm talking about is towards the end of the fight, when we're all pretty sure Jinwoo is dead. He's gonna die. Egress is gonna kill him, and then all he starts crashing out about he has to win. He doesn't have a choice. He has to, and then he just runs Egress into the wall, and then he pulls out his dagger and just starts attacking him, and he gets him in the throat. And he killed Egress that way. It was like, You get this moments like you see Jinwoo go crazy and he does something that nobody really expects him to do, actually winning against his monumentally stronger foe than him. And you really see through the rest of the series exactly how much stronger Ikaris really was to Jinwoo at that moment, and how much of a moment it was that he was actually able to overcome that adversity and do it. Let's keep moving on to number 4. This moment kind of ran TikTok for a long time. I still see it from time to time. This is the moment when Sung Jin-woo runs through that C-rank dungeon party that him and his A-rank friend there team up against, and the whole thing, that the whole moment on TikTok, and then you have it being played to having Dark Arya play during. It's the first time you see Jinwoo's ability to put aside his human emotions and kill humans for what he needs to do. It's like you get Jinwoo really kind of tapping in to his ruthlessness that you don't really see from him very often. But from this moment, he kind of changes. This moment changes Jinwoo in a lot of ways. He's not quite as fluffy as he was before, but he still has moments of it. But he's a lot darker, a lot more quiet, more reserved. You can tell he's definitely thinking in his mind a lot more, and definitely trying to figure out what's going on with the system. These are all just things, and the fact that you see him being, a protagonist, not a hero, because the protagonist won't kill. No, a hero won't kill, but the protagonist will when he needs to. And he really didn't have a choice in this moment. He had to kill, or it was him. It was kill or be killed. The system made that very clear. And it's kind of refreshing to see an MC in a almost shonen anime with the ability to kill all the time, and that's not held back by the inability to not want to. Jinwoo kills when he needs to, and I think that's how a lot of more protagonists should be. Okay, now with that being said, let's move on to the third moment. The third moment is when Sung Jinwoo ditches Bayek and Hunter Cho. He's just reevaluated as S rank, and they're trying to recruit him, and he's completely unbothered by these two S ranks trying to recruit him into their guilds, and he just disappears. He just walks off like he was just being talked to by two children. I think I audibly laughed the first time I watched this. It was like it's one of the most disrespectful things I think Jinwoo actually ever does. That we've seen in the anime, at least. It is actually just kind of pointedly right out there. It's just crazy. It really is. It's like, my goodness. He was unbothered before, but now that he's S rank, he's even less bothered, if that's even possible, to be any less bothered than what Jinwoo was at the time. It was like, it's kind of crazy. Stuck in my head. The animation, like normal, looks good. There's nothing crazy going on. But, okay, let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is when they're in the ice dungeon. Well, the red gate dungeon, and Chul Kim he's crashing out that he sees Jinwoo's party. They're kind of chilling up by the fire, surviving, like he told them to try and survive, but he didn't realize that they were going to survive. So comfy, cozy, and he's just raging. He's crashing out. He's counting down to 1, 2, 3, and then Jinwoo just slaps him in the back of the head, slamming his head into the ground and sending him careening over. And he just says 4. Like, this is again Jinwoo being a menace. He is utterly a menace in probably, I think, the most entertaining way possible. It's like he just slams him down, knocks him unconscious. Once again, totally unbothered by the whole thing. It's like he's just nonchalantly. It's like it's crazy. It's like, what else do you say to that? It's like he's a menace. He's disrespectful, and it was just a cold moment, and it was like it's kind of nutty, if I had to say so. It's like because Chul Kim, he kind of told them to survive and left them to do devices, expecting them to die. And then they survive, and his party gets wiped out because he had poor judgment. And he's angry about it. So maybe it's more he's angry at himself than them for surviving. But I don't exactly know. And that's not really delved upon anywhere. So, but that's all I can do with that one. Okay, and now we'll move to number 1. Number 1 is when Sung Jinwoo shadow exchanges into the ant cave and saves all the S-rank hunters from Baru, or the Ant King at the time. It's like, it's single-handedly the best use of a new skill that Jinwoo does so far. It's like you're sitting there thinking, how are they going to survive all this? How is Jinwoo going to get there? And it does such a good way of kind of making it look like Jinwoo's not going to be able to get there, and they're all going to die. But then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, remember, hey, I had this new skill, Shadow Exchange, and he's there, and then it leads into that epic fight. But in my mind, that is probably the most hype moment because it gets you ready for the fight against the Ant King, which is probably the best fight in all Solo Leveling. It's just so hype. It looked cool. Maybe it was expected from some people, but to me, it was actually kind of rather unexpected that it happened that way. And that's why it's number one to me. And that is my top 15 moments from Solo Leveling. If you guys disagree with anything, hit in the comments.